Welcome everyone to another episode of Toast Talk 95, the podcast from District 95, including the Toastmaster clubs in Germany, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, as well as the Faroe Islands, Greenland, and Iceland. The topic in all episodes in Toast Talks is this year's centenarian, Toastmasters International. This non-profit educational organization turns 100 years this year, and since 1924, it has helped individuals improve their public speaking, communication, and leadership skills. With over 16,000 clubs in 145 countries, Toastmaster offers a unique platform for professional and personal development, empowering people to become more confident and effective communicators and leaders. The answer to how this is done is simply through structured meetings, speeches, and feedback sessions. If you have not already registered for this training, I strongly recommend you to. And we will talk more about this at the end of this podcast. I'm your host today, Sofia Hardrup. I'm Division B Director supporting the clubs in Norway and parts of Sweden. No matter whether you are a member of Toastmasters or not, today's episode is for you. You'll hear from our guest who have captivated audience, not only in his own club, but also in area and division contests representing Norway. And he will tell us how he has got to where he is today, with a little help from Toastmasters. So grab a coffee, find a comfortable spot, and get ready to get inspired listening to today's guest, Sam Gateh Rosenlund. Welcome. So, a big welcome to Sam. Please, would you tell us a little bit about what made you join Toastmaster?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me. And I'm really happy and grateful to be here with you today and share my story and message. And this is the first time I'm doing a podcast for the first time in my life. And this is a great opportunity for me to get out of my comfort zone and grow. So I joined Toastmasters a few years ago and I fell in love with my Toastmaster journey. I'm originally from Sri Lanka and I lived in Australia for a while. Then I moved to Norway and I'm a mindset coach by profession. And today here, I would love to share some stories and some of the tips, guys, whoever is listening today.
Excellent. And what was your first encounter with Toastmasters? How did you hear about this training program?
Yeah, I have an interesting story, right? In 2011, I was graduated with one of the best universities in Australia as an accountant, right? But I didn't want to get out of my comfort zone and grow. I didn't even apply for an accounting job. Instead, I was doing cleaning jobs and working in a bar. Then I started driving Uber. But I knew that I was not on the right track, right? But sometimes when you're not on the right track, the universe gives you signals, right? So one day I was working in a bar close to midnight, and then one giant guy, he came with a baseball bat and with a knife, and he was dressed up in a scary costume. So all of a sudden, he banged on my arm and put the money in the bag. Then I was kind of confused. Then he's like, again, put the money in the bag. He was so serious. And that was the scariest moment in my life. And I was like 1 inch away from the death. But after that, I was going through a really dark period in my life because I couldn't sleep. I couldn't walk at night. And I was isolating from my family. But I was asking this question from myself. If that guy killed me on that night, did I live my dreams? The answer was no. Did I do the things that I love to do? The answer was no. Did I create a compelling future for my children? The answer was no. Then I was thinking, what am I doing right now? What am I doing right now? I'm on the wrong track. I got to get into the right track. Then I made a decision. I really want to live the life I want to live, right? Then I realized that if I want to live the life I want to work on my mindset. Then I got into this YouTube and reading books like Think and Grow Rich and got into self-development. And I had little changes in my life. And then I met my mentor, Bob Proctor, on the YouTube again. Then I enrolled in his program called Thinking in Results. And this program totally changed my life, my relationship, the way I was thinking, and my health, everything. Then I thought, wow, if that could change my life, I could help other people change their lives too. So I thought, oh, I want to become a coach. All of a sudden, this inspiration came in. Then I wanted to become a coach. I made that committed decision. I want to become a coach and help people to change their lives. Because if I could do it to myself, I can help others, right? Then on my way to becoming a coach, I realized if you want to become a coach, you've got to be a great communicator. You got to tell your message to the world. You got to tell that you exist, right? You got to make YouTube videos, Facebook videos. You got to walk on the stage and deliver speeches, do the webinars. Then I was searching on the internet, what's the best place in the world to learn communication skills? Then here comes the suggestion, right? Toastmasters is the place to be. So that's how I found the Toastmaster. Then end up in the local Toastmaster club. And I still remember the first day, like I was sitting next to the staircase in case I can run, like I was scared to the death. And thanks God, I walked onto the stage and gave the table topic up. I was so scary. I was sweating. I was shaking. But that's where my story started. Like my Toastmaster journey started. And I still remember the first day. So scary. But I'm so grateful to walk on the stage on that day.
What a story. And imagine, had it not been for that dramatic incident in a bar in Australia, then your life might have looked so much different than today, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I could have still be doing the same job, something that nothing wrong with that job, but it wasn't something that I loved doing, like I did because I had to pay the bills, I had to look after my family. But that incident totally changed my life, right? In our life, sometimes, like for example, if you drive from Norway to Sweden, and if you realize that, oh, you took the wrong turn, what do? You just take a U-turn and look for the right road, right? But in our life, we just keep going. We know we're on the wrong track. We just keep going, right? Yeah. But that incident actually just helped me to take a U-turn in my life. Yeah.
Okay. And if we take a U-turn to your first meeting at Toastmaster Club, so did you enroll straight away, or did you have some time to think about whether you would become a member or
the
not?
First meeting, like they introduced me a course called Speechcraft. I said, they said, if you really want to learn fast, it's better enroll in Speechcraft, then learn the techniques, then join the club, right? So I took the word, I just straight away, I joined that course, the 4-week course, right? Then after that, I joined the Toastmasters Club, and I took all the opportunities that I could take, like I told the VP, if someone is not turning up, just give me a call. I'm ready to give a speech, right? If the Toastmaster is not turning up, I will go on the stage and I deliver, right? So yeah, I really wanted to master this skill because I realized if I want to live my dream, this is a skill that I have to master, right? I have to learn over and over again.
And I think that's, you just mentioned one of the reasons why you have succeeded so well, that you just thrown yourself in there and volunteering. I think that's so brave. And I also think it's one of the ways to learn in the most efficient way, just to go for it, without thinking too much, because then you get stuck in doubt.
Yeah. You know what happened? Like when I joined, I was so enthusiastic. Like the VP, the president, they saw like this guy really wanted this skill. Then after 3 months, they're like selecting the club officers. They say, Sam, you are our fresh VPE. You want to take the role? That was the most challenging role in a club is VPE position, right? Like you have to do the agendas and you have to organize everything, club competitions. I was like, oh, can I do this? Then this guy's like, he I think he's my best mentor that I ever met, public speaking mentor. His name is Andres Bilkins from Adelaide Toastmasters Club. He said, Sam, you're going to do this. If you can't do it, don't worry, I'm going to take it back from you. But I want you to try, right? I started the role. I fell in love with that role, right? I had the opportunity to connect with all the members in the club. I had the opportunity to inspire people to go to the next level, do the pathways. And, within 9 months, we hit all the goals, like all 10 goals, 10 out of 10 goals in the club. So I really love that role, actually. Yeah. And I think if you're listening here right now, don't be afraid to take a role. Like it's so scary to take a role, especially if you never had a leadership role. For someone like me, it was so scary. I never had a leadership role before in my life. Then I was like, oh no, I'm not good enough to do this. But when you start doing that, you learn so many things along the way. Like it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you get the support from all members. You get continuous support.
Yes, the mentorship in Toastmasters is fantastic. The helpfulness and support that you receive. You're also taking other district officer roles, I believe. You've been area director.
Yeah, actually, after doing the VP role, then they suggest me, oh, Sam, maybe you can take on this role. Then I said, yeah, I'm going to take that, right? So I didn't have any doubt. I really want to try. I want to get out of my comfort zone. And by then I started my journey of mindset coaching. Then if I'm a mindset coach, I got to get out of my comfort zone. So I said, yeah, I'm going to take it. And I learned so much in that role. It's the next level role. You get amazing opportunities to organize a area contest. You got a opportunity to visit clubs and meet different people. You meet more than 100 people in a year. So that's a great opportunity. And you obviously have to get out of your comfort zone all the time, because you want to do things that you didn't do before. And I think it's one of the best opportunities you can take, being an area director. And you are an area director right now. You know how it is, right?
Yes. Well, actually, from 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I'm now division director. But you're quite right. Until very recently. Yes. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I was fortunate enough to be area director for your recent club, Oslo Toastmasters. So could you tell me a little bit about your journey from Adelaide Toastmasters to the other side of the world, Oslo Toastmasters? How did that happen?
Yeah. Actually, I made a decision. Doesn't matter where I move in the world, I want to join a Toastmasters club, right? So I was searching on the internet and I found the Oslo Toastmasters. And I visited that club a couple of years ago while I was on holiday. I connected with President Hon, right? Then I sent a message to him, hey, I want to join your club. Then he's like, yeah, we want to have you. And then I said to him, maybe I can compete this year, right? I got an opportunity to compete. And after a long time, actually, I delivered a speech on the competition day. I just shared my personal story. Guess what? I came number 1 speaker on that club. And I was so grateful to hear that news, oh, wow. And this is something I've never done before. And I was so grateful to compete in that competition. And to get the first place. That was so amazing moment in my life.
Congratulations. And I've been lucky enough to see you on stage in Gothenburg with 2 different stages twice, and hearing your speech, Unyielding Dream. Is that correct?
Yeah, never give up on your dream.
Never give up on your dream. Could you tell us a little bit about that contest speech?
Yeah, actually, I shared the personal story, how I make it to Australia from Sri Lanka. I was a boy living in a country town in Sri Lanka. I had a dream to go to Australia, but I didn't speak English. I didn't have a penny in my bank account, and I didn't have any support from anyone. But it took me 5 years, but I made it to Australia. So I delivered the speech on that story, story from the beginning to the end, and the strong message at the end, never give up on your dream, to inspire the audience. Actually, I spoke from my heart, I didn't have to make it up. So I really enjoyed speaking on that stage. It's a kind of next level stage in Sweden, I never used a stage like that before in my life. I was so grateful to be there.
Yes, so you were competing, you were representing Norway, and you competed both in the area contest and division contest. So we in the audience were lucky to hear you perform on stage twice. And so did you feel that this is something you want to do again, perhaps become the world champion at some point?
Actually, I have another dream, like I never thought of becoming the world champion, but I have a like wild dream, like I want to speak to 10,000 people on a stage, in a world stage somewhere, right? And inspire people through my story. I have no idea how it's going to happen. But that's the thing, like that's something that I really want to do in the future. That's one of the biggest dream I have. But I never thought about becoming the world champion, right? But getting on the Toastmaster stage, giving me so much confidence that I can do this, right? If I can speak in front of 100 people, this is possible. Like there's not much different speaking to like 100 people and 1,000 people. Like you gotta keep growing. You never know how it's gonna happen, but I truly believe that one day it's gonna happen.
Indeed. Okay, and if you look back in your time in Toastmasters delivering speeches, is there one that is your favorite? I mean, we all have personal favorites. Is it one speech you have? We haven't talked about your speech in the competition, but is that your favorite speech that you delivered, or is it perhaps another one that you've done?
Yeah, I think I have like so many stories. The story about my incident, I delivered that speech. It was interesting, and story about how I met my wife, and story about like I lived in a desert in Australia, like in a town where like people live underground. So I delivered the story about that little town. So every time I tell a story, guess what? I get a real engagement. So that's the secret. If you're a public speaker, like start with the story. Nothing can go wrong. People like, wow, what's next? What's next? Like if you want people to have a really good engagement, it's a good idea to start with the story, personal story.
Sure. And we all have so much to tell. We just don't know it. and also I think and also, at least on a personal level, those that really captures your interest is those that do share a little bit of vulnerability, I think, and that makes us connect.
You gotta be vulnerable, because no one has your story. Like it's your personal story. Nobody got that story, and people are so engaging when you deliver that story, and you have a beautiful message through that story, right? You overcame something, and you have an amazing message that you can change the world, right? Stories are so inspiring, and they're telling on a stage. That's why they inspire people. But some people, they have amazing story, but they're scared to walk onto the stage and tell the story, and they never inspire people, right? That's where you want the Toastmaster. Take your story out and deliver to the world, right? Like make an impact. Yeah.
So would you say that there has the Sam many years ago is quite different from the Sam we are seeing today?
Absolutely. In terms of public speaking in all areas of my life, right? I still remember in the wedding, I had to deliver a wedding speech. I originally come from Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, the groom never deliver a speech. Everyone else delivers speech, but not bride or groom. They're just sitting down and watching, right? But I got married to a Norwegian woman. Then she was demanding, you must give a speech. Oh my gosh, I was supposed to be the best day in your life, but guess what? When that speech came, it turned into the worst day in my life, right? I even forgot to eat my main course on that day. I was so nervous, right? Like on that day, I thought I would never ever get onto a stage again. But with that incident, it pushed me. Like if you want to live, you gotta speak. You gotta be a public speaker. Yes.
Yes, and you spoke a lot about the comfort zone. It's a beautiful place, but nothing much grows there, right? So you could easily stay there, but you do have to venture outside the comfort zone to grow, I think.
Absolutely. If you must get out of your comfort zone, if you want to make an impact, grow, if you want to become a better person, you have to get out of your comfort zone. Like you got to make it a habit. Like every time you get out of your comfort zone. So today I'm getting out of my comfort zone, right? Doing this podcast. I never done this before, but I'm so excited because it's kind of a habit now. I'm looking for the opportunities to get out of my comfort zone. That's what I'm teaching to my clients. So I got to be a role model, right? I got to be a role model.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm taking all the opportunities that I can get through the comfort zone. And if you're listening, like, just if you want to live your dreams, you got to get out of your comfort zone, because everything we want, it's out of our comfort zone, right? If you want to go and get that, you must put yourself out there. Maybe you have to make a YouTube video. Maybe you have to do a Facebook Live, things that you want to do. You never know what you have to do, but you got to do it.
For sure. That's a great point. So moving on, I think I'd just like to ask you 3 quick questions, and you could just answer with 1 word or so. They're very easy, so do not be afraid. So the first one I'd just like to ask, being in Toastmasters, we have to do lots of different projects. Is what differ to do an impromptu, what we call table topics, or a prepared speech? Do you have a preference there?
Yeah, I like prepared speech. Like, I don't know, still I have I'm thinking, I'm a little bit nervous when it comes to the table topic, but I love doing the prepared speech. Yeah, I can practice few times, like I just show up and deliver the speech, and I can use my imagination, like to see myself succeeding on the stage. But when it comes to, actually, that's something I have to prove. Table topics, like I have to put myself out there, and
But you're doing it right now, you could say. It's a long version table topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next question. This is maybe on a more personal level. So you ventured all the way from Australia to Norway, and you probably celebrated both national days, 17. Mai, which is a national day in Norway, and we have Australia Day. Do you have a preference? Which one you like to celebrate?
Yeah, actually, I have celebrated both. I enjoyed the Norwegian National Day. They are I really loved that because they're dressed up. They're celebrating in a way. I loved it. In Australia, it's very different. Like you have a barbecue, you dress up very casual, put a thong, and enjoy your day. Like different levels. But I love the both. But I think I enjoy the Norwegian Day better.
Yes. Well, you're lucky to be able to celebrate both, I must say.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last one, we do have those filler words, or most of us do. I would say the majority of people. Is the one that you're aware that you use a lot or a little?
Yeah, I think I use so all the time. Like I was using that, AI app, like something AI app connected to Toastmaster website. Then, oh my gosh, I found like 21 or something like that. So I'm saying so, like if you want to improve, the main thing is like be aware of that you're doing this, right? That's where you need a mentor hey, you're doing this wrong. Be conscious about it.
Interesting. Yes, I think I must say that I haven't heard you use it in our conversation so far. But yes, as I said, we all have our filler words. I've heard a few I've done so far. And but going to Toastmasters, I think that we are being alerted of them. There's no way out there. So, but by knowing it, you can try and reduce them as much as possible.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why we need a positive feedback from positive people. Like they're saying, "Hey, Sam, you're repeating this too much. Maybe next speech you can fix it, right?" Then I have to consciously go on the stage and try not to, repeat the same word again and again, filler words. Yeah.
And it becomes a habit. So outside Toastmasters, I always listen for fillers, and there are many politicians, for instance, that could do, and CEOs that could do with the same meaning as we do in Toastmasters. So if you know of any, send them to a local club, I would suggest. Okay, so yes, Sam, I'd just like to thank you for coming here today. such a fascinating story that you told us. And there's a lot of things I'd like to dive into further. But I would suggest to those of you that are listening that please visit Sam's website, which will come up here. And anything you'd like to add, Sam, to this discussion?
Yeah, the one message I want to give here, like if you're someone listening to this conversation and just wondering, should I join the Toastmasters or not? So make that decision and join today, because this is going to be one of the best investment. If you do the things, if you do the work, right, you will thank me like from 1 year from now. Just make that decision. It's maybe $200 a year or something, like a very low investment. Just make that decision. And if you're a member, just go all in, take the opportunities, take the leadership roles and participate in competitions, right? Make the most of that membership, because this is an amazing opportunity to grow. So that's the main message actually I really want to deliver to you guys. And if you want to look at my about my story and things, like you can just pop into my website samgamage.com, and probably you can connect with me on the social media if you want to. So, and again, Sofia, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Now I feel like I can do more of these podcasts with many other people. So you gave me that confidence today and opportunity. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. It was a pleasure. And also for those of you who want to find out more on how to enroll to Toastmasters, become a member, you can visit this website here. It's a local website, you could say, that is diverted to the countries in our district, which is Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and Faroe Islands, Greenland, and Iceland. So do you want to know more? Please visit this website here. So we had a wonderful time talking to you, Sam, and please keep inspiring us. It's been great. And for those of you who are out there, have a great rest of the day and see you in the next episode of Toast Talks. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.